Please make sure your mic is still. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yes, 3 4 3 4.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome. It is the G Podcast, episode 23, y'all. Yes. Yes.
23
Yes.
or 123?
I'm sorry, 123.
Thank you.
I just, I just skipped the one It's like a new decade of podcast. So
Yeah,
episode
everyone
123.
Everyone
Episode
counts.
123. Everyone counts. Go on
Thank
and give it one more time.
Yeah.
Yes. What's up, y'all? As we tape it, it is, I gotta say, because I don't think anybody's acknowledged it. I hadn't seen it on, I ain't really been watching a lot of TV other than the, NCAA, March Madness. So I don't think anybody said happy 78th to the one and only boss. So Diana Ross
Oh,
weekend.
we have other people. We've got others.
Well, but can I just relish in 78 Diana
Okay, you
Ross
relishing
for
her, and I'm
now?
going to come back
You
and relish
you
in
got the
Shaka
tea.
Khan. Go
You
ahead.
got the tea coming up. So
Okay.
Diana Ross, the boss, I got to give it up to her. They do the special weekend. All the celebrities get together, do their
I like
thing for her.
Diana.
So I got to say what's up to Diana Ross this weekend. The hair, and the boss. Also, as we tape, it's March Madness. So far, Final Four. I think we got Villanova, we got Duke, we got Kansas, and we're waiting on the winner between North Carolina and St. Peter. And St. Peter is just about to get tore out the frame. I think it's like 38-19.
But
Carolina
they
put
came
it
a
on.
long way being an underdog. Nobody even
Absolutely.
heard of them until this year.
Now.
I know it's like, but let me tell y'all, St. Peter, it was funny, man, because you watch like St. Peter when they beat Purdue, these huge like 6'11", 7-foot dudes crying, at the end of the game, facing the towels. I mean, these little dudes, man. I mean, it was David and Goliath, man. They shut them down, but I'm telling you. That wears on you because when you're not like that size, like North Carolina, these are big dudes. These dudes outsize you, so you can't take but so much. I hope that they can potentially come back, but it ain't looking too good for St. Peter's. But I do have to give a shout out to my folks in where's it, St. Peter's? I mean, it's up there. What is it? Inglewood Cliff, New Jersey.
And Jersey City.
Yeah.
City.
Jersey City, but they call it, I guess they refer to it as Inglewood Cliff, New Jersey Cliffs. Proud
That's
home
a big difference from Jersey City, though. Let me tell you, I've been up in the cliffs now.
but it says Cliffs. I don't know. And
Put it like this.
Yeah,
and you know who lives in the cliffs? People
Who's
like
that?
George Benson live in
Yeah.
the cliffs. And
Yeah.
people,
I'm
so
just
that
saying, you some of the proud home of what?
Well, I'm just saying the school. The
Oh,
school
yeah.
the school is up there. So I think Foxy Brown, Q-Tip, Patrick Ewing are from that area, just general area. So got to give a shout out to them. Go on, give them the air horn.
They made
Some
history.
air horn love.
They made
They
it.
are.
They made it this far, so they did make some history.
Did you have something to say, K-Dub? What's your funk hat?
Uh,
I saw the funk hat.
With the NCAA, is it going to be one of those things where Coach K is firing? But anyway,
Well,
I ain't a
yeah.
conspiracy theorist, but anyway.
You the number one conspiracy theorist. What you talking about? But Tanya B, okay, Tanya B, go ahead with your birthday shouts.
No, I'll
You
wait
said-
I'll wait until the tea. One thing I will say this, K-Dub, I agree with you about the whole conspiracy thing, because at Coach K's last home game, they actually lost. So I guess they want him to go out with a bang. So I guess
it's a
this will be it.
Yeah, just like Georgia lost to whoever, then they won a championship. But anyway,
It's just like McDonald's French fry conspiracy.
Well, I
what they
mean,
put in
I
the
don't
oil.
think it's because he lost. He lost his last home game, North Carolina. Whew. That was embarrassing.
Somebody got a party. Which one of y'all got a party going on back there? I hear a party in the background. Your phone or
know.
something.
You get
I hear something too. Sound like
I hear
Party Up
somebody.
by
Somebody
DMX.
need to
Not me.
mute themselves.
Not
okay,
me.
mute yourself. Okay, there you go. Anyway, but cool. Shout out again to St. Peter's and my folks in Jersey, whoever you are. I think you definitely have an opportunity and a right to celebrate these guys. Without a doubt, they put it down. They did. They
Yep.
did a great job. I love to see the underdog, man. Not just these highly funded semi-pro teams, that masquerade as college teams. So it's always good to see some real college teams make it to the Final Four. So I hope they make it. I do. So, again, this is the G Podcast, episode 123. And we got a lot of stuff coming up this week. And among the things in the news, we're going to be talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson, and as she goes before the clowns, or the better also known as the U.S. Senate. Are we ready? Y'all ready for a cyber attack? Are y'all ready for a
I'm
potential
ready for
cyber attack from?
Bring it on.
You ready?
I'm
You
ready.
got your
I
Norton
backed up
updated?
yesterday, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I'm
be
ready.
surprised. People do desperate things
I
when
ain't
they
got
get
nothing for
in
you. Get it
desperate
away. Come on.
places. So I don't know what I had. All they're gonna
I
get
don't
from
know.
me. Wait, hey
You're gonna be
K
very
Dub.
upset.
Hey, let me say this. Let them get that social. Let them
Well,
get that.
they can get
They're gonna
they
be,
can look at
hey,
my
they're
credit
gonna
and be
be,
like,
they're gonna be,
next.
Hey,
they're
they
gonna
already got
be even
mine.
more disappointed. Get my social.
How about hey K Dub? All they're gonna get from K Dub and I is
They're
some
gonna send
really
it back
good
to me,
news.
dude. What you
Yep,
doing?
that's it. Yeah.
I'm telling you,
That's what I'm saying. They get my social. Like, hey, damn,
they're gonna give it back if they get mine.
They go run
Like,
back.
depending on how you take this. No, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna look at mine and go, "Ooh, we got to give you a new one."
That's what I'm saying. They might try to sell me a new one. There you go. And also Brittany Griner. How crazy. Brittany Griner is, I guess, as well as expected. Syracuse Mike's going to be talking about that. And we'll also, I don't want to get into it now. I know if I say her name, if I mention it, I know y'all going to jump in, but don't do it right now. But Clarence Thomas's wife is slipping into the insurrectionist category, low
She
key.
was there. Let's call. She doesn't.
So,
No, wait. She doesn't even rate a buy. We're just gonna say buy BISH.
He knew she was in on it. That's why he tried to stop the investigation.
yeah. Well, Syracuse Mike's going to be in there. He's going to give us some information. Also, BNC shut down. We're going to get into that a little bit. I definitely want to talk about that. You know, the Black News Channel is shut down. Okay, I'm going to wait. But each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea with Tanya B and more. And y'all give it up for the one and only Tanya B in the building. Tanya B!
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing? You know, I have my show, The Bird Wire.
Yes.
I will say this. I call it, hands down, bar none, the undisputed home of the best new and classic independent music. And I got to say, shout out to the family of the late, great Betty Wright. I did a tribute to her, and I actually heard from her daughters, and they said they were pleased. They said they enjoyed it. They tagged the network on their social media, and they said they knew their mother heard it and
Good
that
deal.
she would be pleased. So 5 on it to the family of the late, great Betty Wright.
Cool.
Yes. Good stuff. Tanya B. You can catch the Birdwire Friday and Saturday night, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday at noon. You can listen to it at castropolis.net, or you can listen to it on the MyTuner radio app. Make sure you're listening to Castropolis. But easy enough, when you go to castropolis.net, there's a Birdwire square link right there. Just click it, go into it. The Birdwire page is there. We update the playlist. The streaming link is in there. You can email and contact Tanya B. You can get on her social media. So go to castropolis.net/the Birdwire. All things Birdwire are right there. So if you know how it is, like the BNC. One of the problems with Black News Channel, people were saying, well, I don't know where to find it. It's like, you got to drop it in Black folks' cereal box for them to find it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to just put it in the cereal. Wake up in the morning, oh, Black News Channel in my cereal. So so sometimes we try to make it as easy as possible.
Yes.
Because people don't want to really have that kind of effort into searching because there's so many options out there. So what are we going to say, Tanya?
I'll say, unlike the Black News Network, one thing that I think that they didn't do as well as they could have was just their marketing strategy and their rollout. They were on very small networks a lot of people don't have, so they couldn't get it. And by the time they got on the Comcast platform, it was too late.
Yeah, I agree. So again, we're going to talk about that after the news. I do want to go a little bit more in depth and give you some updates into it. Tanya B, thank you so much for being on today. Appreciate it. You made it. I ain't gonna tell you what Vi said, but we'll talk about that closer to the end of the show.
What was her name? Let the I'm not your mama comment. That's I'm not your mama comment. I didn't hear.
I only joking.
I know
you don't want that smoke.
I'm
you
gonna
don't
say,
want that smoke.
You don't want my smoke, baby.
No. The country commentators in the building. Y'all give it up for Vi. Yes.
Hey, what's up, people?
In the building. Hey, Vi, let me ask you though. Can I ask you about Can I ask you about that Instagram picture? It kind of was that like what do you call it? Jack and Jill.
Come on, man. My lady
That was a
my lady
prom
was
picture.
Hey,
celebrating
That was
Tanya
a
B.
prom
50th
picture.
birthday.
Tanya
She
B
was-
saw it. Didn't they look? They looked like they. I mean, it was cute. It was real cute.
No, it looked
Very
like the
cute.
father-daughter senior tea dance, but it
They
was
were
it was cute.
celebrating their 50th birthday.
No, he
and
didn't say
I'm alive.
father daughter dance.
Oh, I said 50th birthday. Who's
That's
Tanya
better
B.
than
shame?
mama
That's a
comment.
crime. Don't do me like that.
No, you look good, man. Y'all did look like two. It looked like a cotillion, like a thing, like the, you know. So shout out to your lovely partner, your friend, man. Shout out. She listened. Did she listen to the podcast?
No, she don't. I'm gonna tell Bree what you said though.
oh, okay. Let her listen to this. All right. Appreciate you, man. The country commentator again, Vi, repping Columbus, Georgia for Site Georgia's in the building. Vi, thank you so much for being on, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Always glad to be
And
here.
K-Dub, K-Dub, our music director. And again, he got where'd you get the funk hat, man? Dayton, Ohio?
One of my buddies, my brother, he makes them.
Nice. So it says funk and is that like a United States? Is that the like a
Ohio.
heart or that's
That's supposed
Ohio?
to be.
Nice. Y'all give it up for the one and only K-Dub, y'all, in the building.
Yeah. We back up here, so I gotta put the cap on.
So what now? What'd you
Up
say?
here again?
Oh yeah, did it.
It's like 35, get the high, and yeah, back.
But you know, man, I can't. You've been here before, K-Dub. It's not, you know, it's kind of average, but y'all know this time of the year, the green stuff is hitting us, man. So
Pollen.
it might as well be cold because that pollen is it's starting already. It's getting ugly. So for all y'all, if you are sufferers of the big A, you know, get your what do you call that stuff? Get your Zyrtec, get your Claritin, stock up because my
Big
eyes
time.
were itching last night, man. I went out this morning too. So y'all take care of yourselves out there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump in. And oh yeah. I'm Tommy B, by the way. I'm the host of the show. And every week, check out the Throwback Alley. Sunday nights, beginning at midnight to 6 a.m. And then right before this show, 2 p.m. To 6 p.m. I'm getting a little assistance because I'm working on a project from the one and only Bill Black. Give it up for Bill Black, y'all, in the building, man. Bill Black.
I said, you know, Bill Black and I are going to get a show, and
Bill
it's going to
Black.
be called The Blackbird.
The Blackbird. That's it.
Yes.
That's funny. Go ahead. I need to give you the drum roll, but I'll give you that later. All right. Let's go ahead and do this, y'all. Because we got a lot to talk about this week. I definitely want to get into this BNC story. I know, and for obvious reasons, because we do news. A lot of other folks who are affiliated with do news. So I just want to make sure that we talk about this because I think it's pertinent to our community. So here we go. Let's do news with Syracuse Mike. We'll be right back.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson faced the Senate Judiciary Committee Monday for the beginning of the formal process to become the next Supreme Court justice. If confirmed, as expected, she will be the first black woman on the high court. Jackson had an opportunity Monday to tell her story and talked about her faith and love for this country.
Members of this committee, if I am confirmed, I commit to you that I will work productively to support and defend the Constitution.
Jackson also talked about how her parents gave her an African name, which means lovely one. President Biden is warning Americans that Russia could hit the country with a cyber attack. That alert comes as Russia's military continues to struggle in its war against Ukraine. The president urged private businesses to enhance their defenses. And Neuberger is a top White House security advisor.
Bottom line, this is about us. The work we need to do to lock our digital doors and to put the country in the best defensive position.
Monday, Ukraine refused Russia's demand to surrender Mariupol. Seizing control of the strategic city would be considered a significant victory for Russian forces. Today marks the second day of the back and forth during confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yesterday, Senator Lindsey Graham leaned in about Jackson's past when representing detainees at Guantanamo Bay. Jackson stuck by her work as a public defender, as you'll hear in this report from AURN's Ebony McMorris. Here's Jackson.
The people who were being accused by our government under our constitutional scheme were entitled to representation.
And they don't pick their clients. But the real tension came as Senator Dick Durbin and Graham exchanged comments about what to do with the remaining detainees. Senator Durbin.
The annual budget for Guantanamo is $540 million per year. If they would be incarcerated at Florence, Colorado, the amount would be dramatically less.
Senator Graham.
As long as they're dangerous, I hope they all die in jail if they're going to go back and kill Americans. It won't bother me one bit if 39 of them die in prison.
For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
According to Ned Price with the State Department, a U.S. Embassy official has met with WNBA star Brittany Griner, who remains in custody in Russia.
The consular officer who visited with Brittany Griner was able to verify that she is doing as well as can be expected under these very difficult circumstances.
Russia accuses Griner of transporting vape cartridges containing cannabis oil. The formal confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson is over. Thursday was a day for testimony by others, including the American Bar Association.
March 18th, the Standing Committee voted unanimously that Judge Jackson earned our highest rating, well qualified for an appointment to the Supreme Court.
That's the ABA's Ann Claire Williams. The vote by the Senate will come next month. According to several news outlets, Virginia Thomas, the wife of conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, urged former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to push to overturn the results of the 2020 election in a series of text messages. In the messages sent in the weeks following the November 3rd presidential election, Thomas advised Meadows to, quote, make a plan and release the Kraken. She also wrote, the majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history. Jenny Thomas also attended the January 6th rally, but says she had no part in the riot. The messages were handed over to the congressional committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Thomas, Meadows, and the committee have not confirmed that the messages exist. President Biden in Poland, following Thursday's emergency NATO summit in Brussels. In addition to what to do about Russia's increasingly brutal attack on Ukraine, the U.S. and European Commission announced a task force to reduce Europe's dependence on Russian energy. The president said that's what drives Russia's war machine.
This initiative focuses on two core issues. One, helping Europe reduce its dependency on Russian gas as quickly as possible. And secondly, reducing Europe's demand for gas overall.
Dude, did y'all hear what the man said? Now let me ask you. He can't stop America's need for oil and gas. You know what I'm saying? So what makes him think he's gonna be able to stop another country's or lessen another country's demand? Here's my thing. And if I were talking to his people, and Tanya B, you might want to jump in because you kind of deal with some consulting kind of thing occasionally. But I would just say to his people, dude, stop making promises you can't keep. Back off, because that's a promise you can't keep. You can't stop unless you're giving out free electric cars. Unless he comes to America and says, hey, everybody gets one free electric car. Then you're not going to listen. People are going to go out and buy SUVs. They're still selling SUVs. They're still selling 10 mile per gallon trucks. I just don't get how they
I would
feel.
say don't make a promise
That's
until
America.
after it's delivered.
To solve other people's
Yes.
problems instead of solving our own. Solve our
But
problems
how
first.
are you going to lessen the need for another country's oil demand? I just don't get that. I just, that's why he's in trouble. That's why he's in trouble, because he gets up. It's kind of like you get happy, I ain't gonna go into it, but anyway.
He need to go to church. He need to go to a black church, catch the Holy Ghost, and then start promising people stuff.
Or check into a
Everybody
nursing
gets
home.
$1 million.
Or like Oprah, you get a car.
You get a car.
Or at the very least, though, all jokes aside, at the very least, like I said, don't say it until after you really, because if you say it after you know what's going to happen, if you say it after you delivered, you get credibility. But if you say it because you just get up there and just start feeling whatever has taken over you, and that again, you can't it's almost like Biden is digging himself into the hole of being a Democratic one-term president.
Dude, just stop making these promises. But anyway, and does anyone really believe bipartisanship is possible? I don't get it.
What is that?
That's what I'm saying. I would have never sent Ketanji Brown Jackson out there and said, hey, try to win over these guys, because you can't win them over. You're not going to win a Josh Hawley or a Graham or Cotton or a Cruz. You can't win them over. There's nothing. The only thing that you could hope for, or we could have hoped for in these hearings this past week, was that it didn't get so intense. And I get a little tired of, I got tired of the fact that they kept bringing up the sex offender thing.
And Guantanamo Bay.
And Guantanamo.
You know what? But now,
yeah.
what was that guy, the sex offender that they put in the Supreme Court with them?
Look at the people
They don't
put in
want
there.
to hire him like that, and he is on
no.
record as
He has
being
been
a
accused of
multiple
doing and stuff. The people they
sexual
put in there
offender.
was actually accused.
No, you're talking.
of crime.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Tanya B.
I'm like,
here's-
I'm not going to give him the breath of saying
his
his
grass
name,
was
not because
strong.
I don't remember it, because I don't care. But I don't care
Yeah.
about him. But I'm just saying, it's just like when they, like Obama and anybody else, they try and they looking for dirt.
Yeah.
And just put it like this: if Clarence Thomas got on the court after what he clearly, I'm not going to even say allegedly,
God.
what he
Yeah.
clearly did to Anita Hill, you know what?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this, and anybody listening, don't come for me. I'm not sending for you. This is my opinion and nothing more. Him being in the hospital, I swear to God, that man had COVID. It's just karma. That's what it is.
Well, I can say
He's not
to-
aging well either.
Yeah, I can say to Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, don't sit next to Clarence Thomas. That's all I'm gonna don't sit next to
Wait,
that.
lock
I
up
mean,
your
not-
daughters. Lock up your daughters.
After and I'm sure Anita Hill probably shot her a text and said, sis, keep your distance. I'm sure she got a text from Anita Hill, said, sis, keep your distance. That's all I got to say. But another piece of news, and we didn't really go in, Mike mentioned it. He didn't go into it deeply. This whole thing with his wife and the text messages to Mark Meadows, her saying release the Kraken on January 6th. Again, if somebody like me who's a skeptic and a cynic when it comes down to the U.S. government, I don't, it doesn't surprise me, but I really think that they're going to have to go a little deeper into this. But I will tell you, for folks who are waiting for justice on the January 6th side, for people behind the scenes, don't waste your breath.
Don't waste
Now they're going to take care of the people who actually physically, were in there destroying property, what do you call it? Actually hitting the police officers, assaulting the police officers. Those people on the front lines, yeah, they're going to definitely get some jail time. But I just don't think the party in charge has the balls to really go after these people behind the scenes. I really don't. I don't think they have it. Go ahead. What'd you say, K-Dub?
No, I said me either.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do it anyway.
I mean, you might.
They're just making
No,
noise.
they're not. I mean, it. And I was talking, having the kitchen talk. We were talking about the fact that, really and truly, nothing's going to happen to Trump. I mean, he's going to be running in 2024 again. Zero, the people who actually have gone through this January 6th situation again, behind the scenes, nothing's going to happen to him. Nothing's going to happen. And he's going to be running again in 2024. That's what
He took people's money already. And he had a rally.
Yeah.
He had a rally here yesterday in Georgia, something
in
down
Georgia,
in Bumbugle County.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people there.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a level of fatigue. And I didn't say he was going to win. I just said he's going to run again. Because nothing's going to happen to him. I think New York has fizzled. I think the Fulton County situation, quite frankly, I think they're in over their head. I don't think she'll get the funding. I just, and sadly enough, I mean, I've said this time and time again, I think a lot of these folks are unwilling to really unleash the Kraken on the Democratic side, because I think there's some people who might get hurt involved in their party. They're protecting some of their own people as well. So it just goes deep. That's my conspiracy, K-Dub. So there you go.
Oh, I believe in 2020. We got signs all around outside of Dayton. Trump 2024
Oh, yeah.
right now.
Oh, it's up. It's up. Get ready.
Yeah, unless
All
we
right, so
got the
hey,
good-
another piece of news. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
unless we got the
Last-
government full
last
support to go, unless we got the government full support to go after Trump, that's gonna happen. That's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I agree. All right, last thing on that. Let's move on. One other piece of news. I really want to talk about this because I had a chance to talk to Syracuse Mike, and I talked to Rob Redding about the Black News Channel, which is no more, closed on Friday. I mean, this was kind of a shocker to me, the fact that they shut it down on Friday, but it was kind of doomed to start. The fact that Shad Khan, who's really one of the worst NFL owners out there, put the money up for this thing.
Major investor.
This is the same man who hired. I hear you smacking over there, by the way, Vi. So stop your smacking. What you eating? Some Ritz? Shad Khan. This is the man who hired Urban Meyer. You know what I'm saying? So quite frankly,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yeah, he's the owner of Jacksonville. That's one. The other thing is J.C. Watts was involved in this. When I found out like J.C. Watts was in this, I said, how long this gonna last? But I really feel bad for the 230 people who lost their jobs. They were laid off. They were informed on Friday that they would receive no severance pay, and their health benefits would end in a week. So it's really sad because these are Black journalists. These are people who tell our stories across the country.
It's certified, not just some yang.
Yeah.
These are some real live, like major market, former news anchors.
Mm-hmm. These are people who've been waiting for a network like this for years, who jumped on the dream and were sold on the fact that this could happen. And the fact that he only put up 50 million. And I was talking to Rob Redding and talking to Syracuse Mike about this, and the fact is that's no money. That's really no money for a national news network because news is expensive. I mean, news is very expensive to produce. By the way, I don't know if y'all knew, but the network was also facing a gender discrimination suit, several lawsuits where women were claiming that male employees were paid more than the female workers at the
I think it was
station.
actually 13 people that
Yeah.
filed complaints. So I mean, just the legal fees alone would make that 50 million seem like 50 cents. Really?
Yeah. So basically, it's basically in bankruptcy at this point. We'll see what happens. I think the National Association of Black Journalists are reaching out to companies to try to get a lot.
They better call Byron Allen. Call Byron Allen.
But you know what? But I don't think. I mean, candidly, I don't think Byron will invest in it.
Oh, I wouldn't. I would just being like facetious. I doubt he. Look, if he were going to, he already would have. How about that?
Yeah. And let me say, because here's why I think when it comes down to news with a Black perspective, you got to keep in mind a lot of these networks are backed by people who have an agenda. You know what I'm saying? The money that flows in, it's really not necessarily about what's good for the community. It's about what's good for their interest. So when you look at, of course, the GOP is backing Fox like, gangbusters. Same thing when it comes down to MSNBC and CNN. That money's already committed to that liberal agenda. The liberal networks tend to not get that much money anyway. So when it came down to Black News Channel doing a liberal thing, doing a Black thing, having Charles, screwed his name up. I know Mark Lamont Hill, Charles Blow from the New York Times was doing nights. You had Mark Lamont Hill, who had already gotten into some black, some Blackwater. He had screwed up because he announced, if you recall, back in 20, when Hillary was going against Trump, he was a Bernie supporter. So when 2020 election came up, he said he didn't vote. So he pissed off some folks. And I think a lot of folks just never forgot about that. They still give him hell on Twitter. So, it's going to be interesting. I hate to see stuff like this happen when it comes down to our outlets because we don't have many of them. So, our podcast, check out what's going on with Syracuse Mike in his community, in his area, and of course, Rob Redding on a national scale. Rob definitely stays on top of the issues. As a matter of fact, we run Rob's show every Sunday at noon. We also run it Monday nights at 8 from 8 to 10. The replay and check out this week. I know some of you may not hear this podcast till later in the week, but he did an excellent job just giving some insight into Ketanji Brown Jackson and the Supreme Court hearings. So, Rob Redding is still out there for us. So you were going to say something, Tanya B? You got that look on your face like you about to say something.
No. I'm just saying this, this whole thing is just, that's all I can say.
But I was looking out because I watched BNC on Pluto, because it's, it's easy for me to pick up. And, Sharon Reed, who used to be on CBS 46 in Atlanta.
And in Philly and in Ohio. So
she used to date LeBron, right?
Yeah, well, no, see, you want some tea about that?
Not yet. No, not right now. Not now. Let me just say, I was looking at a few days ago, I was looking at the morning show and I looked at her and how she was looking on camera, and not necessarily, she's always, well made up, but she had a look like she didn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You could tell something was going on, and
the Titanic was sinking, baby. She was trying to get off and get the door.
She probably knew something then.
Yeah.
She had that look like, why am I here? Why? What is up? So I wish all them well. I think they're all gonna bounce back in a way. Okay. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. We're gonna do your tea, Tanya B. Maybe you could throw some of that in there.
Yeah. Throw it on in there.
But anyway, y'all know what time it is. Here we go.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
I'm gonna have to run that disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed
not right. Not those of Christopoulos.
They mine. They ain't K-Dubs. And they're not Vise.
Yep, like I said, my opinion and nothing more. Allegedly. We gotta get a sign, or we have to get like a dump button that says allegedly. I want to first, on a serious note, I want to share something with you. I think I told you a couple of days ago. My dad had been in radio for 50 years. He worked in radio in many major markets. He also worked as a concert promoter. He owned a record store back in the day when we had them. And he worked in the record industry as well. And I'm just really proud to say that my dad, although he's no longer with us, and Thursday will be 5 years since he transitioned. So just rock with your girl here. But he is going to be posthumously inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame in St. Louis, Missouri on October 3rd this year.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes. So you see where I got it.
There you go.
You see where I got it.
It's still yours. It's hers.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, congrats though. Congrats to you and your family. Definitely well deserved. Well deserved.
So I'm gonna get some barbecue while I'm in St. Louis, y'all. Hey.
There you go. Bring the
So anyway, let me get to the tea. First, I want to say, I want to say happy birthday, happy Greatness Day to people. I know you talked about Diana Ross, but also celebrating this week, Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan. And had she still been with us, our forever Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, would have turned 80 years old on Friday.
A whole lot of queens. Queens weekend, real queen.
Yeah, so it's crowded up in her. Okay, so anyway, and then I want to send out prayers up to the family of gospel legend LaShawn Pace. If you're in if you haven't been in a church anywhere really, especially in Atlanta, the Pace family is gospel royalty in the Atlanta area, like the Winans are to Detroit. And LaShawn Pace had been battling kidney failure. She'd been waiting for a kidney for 5 years, never came up on the list. And she also was battling cancer, and she lost her battle earlier this week. So we send prayers up to the Pace family, because another one of the sisters, Duranice Pace, passed away 14 months ago. So they're really dealing with a lot. So just, those of you that do, keep the Pace family in your prayers.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And if you know those songs, like I Know I've Been Changed, that was actually the title of one of Tyler Perry's first Mama They Took My Chicken Wing plays. And then she had another song, There's a Leak in This Old Building, as well as the other one called Act Like You Know. So you may not know her name, but if the music comes up, you probably recognize it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I told you last week about all the star power that was coming to the Color Purple movie musical. You know, you've got Fantasia, you got Taraji P. Henson, who, by the way, just inked a major deal with CBS. So you'll be seeing her BET. You'll be seeing her content from her production company on BET Plus, Paramount Plus, CBS, and Showtime. So 5 on it to Taraji, and yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. And also joining the cast of the Color Purple movie musical, the award-winning Louis Gossett Jr. You've also got Dion Cole, who we know from Blackish, as well as gospel powerhouse Tamala Mann is now in this movie, and Sierra. Sierra doesn't have a big part, so the trolls that were petitioning to get her out of the movie, they just need to go find something else to do. But she's going to have a small role in the movie, so I think that's a powerful cast, I believe.
Well, you know, I think she's going to play the adult Nettie, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you won't see too much of her, but anyway. Yeah.
But I thought she was going to play. I thought she would have been better playing Radon Chong's character, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, as I said, and I don't know.
But you know, that's what somebody else has said too on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that character's name was because it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a
but
while.
Again, when you got people like, you know, Fanny and Taraji and Louis Gossett Jr., you know, you've got her, you've got Tamala Mann, you know, Dion Cole, you know, this is now, you know, they got some heavy hitters up here. So I really hope the movie is ready to go in December of 2023. And they may be adding some more people to the cast. So, you know what?
They got plenty of time.
I love it. Hey, I love it when my people get a check. Give them a bag, get them a check. So I'm cool with that.
Absolutely.
Also, what I told you about Mike, let's go back to the year 1997. You know, Mike Tyson is known for many things, but he was also really known for the ear bite seen around the world when he bit off part of Evander Holyfield's ear. Well, you know, Mike is now in the cannabis business, and now he's just released a line of ear-shaped cannabis gummies, and I heard they are selling like hotcakes.
Did you say cannibal or cannabis?
Cannabis. Okay, you
okay.
funny. No.
Cannibal.
Cannabis. Okay, you got drugs.
Okay.
Cannabis infused ear-shaped gummies.
All right, good for him.
Bill.
Yeah, I would. Do you think Evander don't want to go on a cut anyway? But you know, and just you know, seeing how Mike has evolved, because you know he had some. I believe he did have some trauma, some PTSD, and you know some other things going on over the course of his life. But everybody has seen this video pretty much of how he was out at a comedy club the other night. Guy comes up to him, wants to fight, wants to pull a gun on him, and Mike Tyson grabbed him and hugged him. And you know the old Mike would have beat the beef stew out of that guy.
The beef stew, without a doubt, it would have been the beef stew.
Yeah,
yeah, he'd have been exactly. Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing, man. I said, y'all better be glad it's 2022 and this is happening. I'm watching that video and it's like, oh wow.
You want to talk about? You want to talk? Right? You talking about stomp the yard, y'all? Please, he would have stomped his face.
Man. But I'm gonna give it up. Let's give it up for Mike for that.
Yeah, he's doing better.
Yeah. Definitely mature. He's
yeah.
mature.
And the cannabis is apparently helping him. Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
And also, I want to tell you about, you know, Jennifer Lewis. One thing about her, she is the godmother of Black Hollywood, and Jennifer Lewis always keeps a gig, y'all.
Yes.
You know, Blackish is coming to an end. I'm not sure what happened to that spinoff, Oldish, that was supposed to come on with her and Lawrence Fishburne, but Jennifer, she's not waiting. She's not waiting, because if you have Showtime and if you don't go get your, you know, free 30-day subscription, she has a new show coming on April 29th. It's called I Love You That Much, and it's about, she plays the head of like a home shopping type network situation.
Yeah.
And I saw clips of it. It's going to be, it's funny. It's funny. And also on this show is Vanessa Bayer, who came from Saturday Night Live and that Office Party movie where people went real crazy and wild. Remember that Office Party and Christmas Office Party? Vanessa Bayer was in that, and she came out of SNL. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jennifer Lewis. And you know, she doesn't really need a bunch of people to carry a show, because she can get it in by herself. Okay.
Hey, if y'all have HBO Max, or I think you have to have HBO Max, maybe on Hulu too. The old reruns of the Chris Rock show from HBO are on HBO Max, and she was a guest on that half-hour show. You remember the one with Grandmaster
Oh,
Flash?
it was hilarious. I know. I
And-
remember Lenny Kravitz did the theme song.
Oh,
That's
but
why.
no, it was. I know it was Grandmaster. Yep, Lenny
Oh,
was
Flash
involved.
was the DJ. That's
Flash
right. Yeah,
was
when he
the
was on
DJ.
HBO.
The
Yep.
episode that she is on, you got Raphael Sadiq, D'Angelo, and Questlove.
Woo!
But the thing that you should look at it for is, man, I don't see how she's playing somebody's mama. When you look at Jennifer Lewis back then, I think she had just finished maybe doing What's Love Got to Do with It, but
Do with it?
she's always looked great. I mean, you look
She
at
got that good black. Let me
Oh,
tell you something.
man.
Jennifer Lewis, if you gave her a poll, she would make these young girls here in Atlanta look like beef stew. That woman can still kick her leg up to her eye level, and she is not playing.
But check
So-
it out though. I mean, really, it's on Hulu. I think it may have been his second episode because the first
Okay.
episode he had Johnny Cochran on, and the
I
second
remember that,
episode,
yeah.
this is the one with Jennifer Lewis. So y'all
Yeah.
check that out just for nostalgia's
Yeah.
sake. Check
Yeah,
it out.
and I want to say, right, speaking of that, right now I'm going to claim it, hallelujah, that Will Smith will be victorious at the Schmatter Me Awards. I call them the Schmatter Me because they don't schmatter anymore.
But hang on. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Academy before. I know you go ahead and do your story.
No, and that was in my news.
With
I'll
Fitty.
leave it to you. And I also want to
Yeah.
say, big up. I think he's earned it and deserved it, as has Questlove, who's been cleaning up with awards for his documentary, The Summer of Soul. People say it's long. They say King Richard is long. They say Summer of Soul is long. Maybe I'm different, but I wish Summer of Soul had been longer. I
Yes, I
want to
agree.
see the outtakes.
Yeah.
that
Let me
was
tell you what's
nice.
long.
What's long?
What is it? The dog.
The year
That's
of the
long.
dog.
No. What's the movie that's up for awards?
It's not the year of the dog.
Champion. No. Power of the dog.
It's something
You
about a dog.
talk
Well, you
about
know what?
long.
No, we gonna shut her down anyway
That's
with that.
long and boring. Okay. Nah, I mean King Richard is interesting all the way to the last credit. Okay. And it keeps your attention. Power of the Dog, which is getting all this acclaim, Jane
Why?
Campion's getting all this acclaim. It is boring. It is slow. And it is just Netflix throwing some money at this to get whatever they get at the award show. So
That's
so,
okay because
don't-
when
you
she
can't
talked
call that
greasy,
long.
when she
Forget it.
talked greasy
Forget
about
them.
Venus, and she was talking greasy about Venus and Serena.
That's what I'm
like,
talking
that's
about.
not what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Why you gonna come for them?
FOH.
Yeah, why you
F-
gonna? You know what I'm saying? Why she goes
Exactly.
after Hallie and Venus and Serena? I mean, for no reason. It was just like out of the blue, no reason.
It's called the Green-Eyed Monster, Tommy B. Come on
Okay,
now.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
You
Whatever.
know. So lastly, I want to tell you about, this is interesting because I will give 50 Cent credit like I give Nas credit. Most rappers fail to realize that your rap career is about as long as a professional sports career. It's not that long. Some people, get it in, they can go out, and do the classic circuit. But 50 Cent, I think he realized maybe he just didn't want to rap anymore. It is a grimy business. He did the thing with the vitamin water. And then he moved over into TV, and he's done very well, at Stars. He says they're not treating him right, but he's got he had Power Big 2, and Power Raising Canaan in the Black Mafia family.
Yeah.
And now he just struck a deal with the Houston Rockets where they're going to carry his Sire Spirits. He's got his liquor line he's involved in. And, the thing is, I guess Houston has embraced him. I did not know that 50 Cent moved to Houston last year, but they seem to love him down there. So, that I think this is going to be a great partnership. Anything that the Houston Rockets do, whether it's games, events, whatever they do, he and his spirits going to be up in there. So I am not mad at 50 Cent. You know what I say?
He a troll, but
I know he
he's
is,
a
but
Twitter-
one thing I
he
would
is
say
the
about
ultimate Twitter troll.
no,
That's-
he is. He does. Sometimes he needs to go sit down like Tyrese needs to.
Yes.
But I'm just giving him credit for business acumen and listening to the right people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Because
give him
again,
props.
at the end of the day, he doesn't have to rap another day in his life.
No,
and then
no.
here you go with the game coming up talking about 50 got out the rap game because his career was over. No, game. Your career was shorter than the average professional athlete's career, has been over. Not OVA, not OVER. It's over for him. So it's like he hating on 50, but 50 is the one that's victorious. And I'm sure 50's sitting somewhere laughing. And 50
Yeah.
said he's going to give Monique a job because nobody else will.
Good for him. I hope he does. Let me give it up. I'll give 50 some juice for that.
Yeah.
Juice for his juice.
Give him some.
There you go. What else you got, Tanya B? You got
And
anything
one more
else?
thing, I know we're going to be off Easter Sunday, and people do things differently now because how we came up in the era of you got up Easter Sunday morning, put on your Sunday best, went to church, went to Easter parade, went everybody see your drag, then you go to Big Mama's house or you go to brunch, go have dinner, have that honey baked ham with the pineapple and the cherries on and the glaze and the potato salad.
What?
But now, for those of you,
That's
yes,
fine.
I will be cooking, and for those of you who are not familiar with Versus, I guess after Versus got all that smoke for trying to charge people for the last Versus that they had, which I think was hard. I forgot. They just, anyway. Bleh. So, anywho, now they're trying to go over and get the church people, because on Easter Sunday, the Versus will be BB and CeCe Winans and Mary Mary. Now, let me say this. Mary Mary got hits. Don't get me wrong.
What?
Mary Mary has some great collaborations. But if you just have the immediate siblings of BB and CeCe Winans, they could fill up the whole Versus studio by themselves. Even the mama singing. Mom Winans, is like 87 years old. She's still singing. And they got, no tea, no shade to Mary Mary. But the Winans, BB and CeCe and the Winans collectively, all of them singing Winans
Yeah.
they I don't
it's
know if
massive.
Mary, they don't want that smoke.
They're
but-
loaded from. Ooh, yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, CeCe Winans still has her own record label, and CeCe Winans has been winning Grammys up until I think maybe 2020, 21. She's still winning Grammys.
And she
Yeah,
just
so
did
true.
something
So-
the
so
other
let
night. She just did.
Yeah,
Behind her. Yeah.
yeah. So
But
she's
you
a,
got to help me with something, Tanya B. Why? And I lost track. Okay, but BB and CeCe were a force, like in the 90s. I mean,
and just without the
I-
brothers,
what was that album with?
Addicted
Yeah,
Love,
yeah.
remember?
Oh,
Different lifestyle. It was
Different
called
different
lifestyle.
lifestyles. What happened to the relationship between BB and CeCe?
Well, let me tell you this, because my sister Darlene,
Mhm.
she worked at Capitol Records back then, and that was one of the acts that she worked with. And it's not CeCe. I'll just say this, and I'm not allegedly, but BB Winans ain't coming for me because I know you too. I know you. You don't want my smoke, BB Winans. I know how you got your behind beat. But anyway, so here's what had happened was,
Go ahead.
BB Winans, talented, can sing flat-foot in church in the phone book and whatnot, but he's had some times where he's not been the nicest person. He's not been easy to get along with. I worked with him also during my time at Sirius XM, and CeCe got tired of it. And clearly, CeCe don't need him because she's gone on, moved on, got that successful record label, still putting out records, still getting Grammys, and BB trying to sing at Oprah's backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Wow. Yeah, because
So
I was
Gives
just
that
wondering.
vibe, like he gives a vibe like he's hard to get along with to me.
Yeah.
Well, that vibe.
Like,
Well, let me say this. I think he tries to be a bully too. And I say that because, and I'm not saying allegedly, this is what I experienced. When I was at Sirius XM, and I have nothing to hide and nobody can come for me because this is the truth. It's not allegedly. Okay.
Yeah.
He was one of the ambassadors. We had, and when I first went there, we had MC Light, Grandmaster Flash, Al Jarreau, Sting, and BB Winans. Okay. BB would get it. And hey, I'm not mad because they were getting a check just to get a check.
Yeah.
And when he would come up, nobody wanted to deal with him. So who they come to? They came to me. Now I'm like, BB's here interviewing his friends. It was Vanessa Bell Armstrong and her sister Margaret Bell Byers. And I'm like, you need me to give you questions to ask your friends, and nobody wanted to deal with him. Now, personally, when it came that particular day, I had no problem with BB Winans. He didn't give me no shade. He gave me no smoke. I was cool. But then again, I kind of have that way about me where I'm not here for the foolishness.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reason why BB Winans is not on the gospel channel on Sirius XM to this day, and I'm gonna tell you why. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is not allegedly. It's because the channel is now called Kirk Franklin Praise. He refused to say Kirk Franklin Praise.
Wow. No said. Damn.
So that's
all I
why.
got to
That's
say.
that's
Enough
what
said.
happened. What had happened was.
Yeah, no said. No said. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
but I mean, but again, you know
Yeah,
what? It would be nice to hear them sing those songs again.
Oh.
Because, like I said, back during that different lifestyles era.
Heaven
dominated.
Yeah, and even I'll take you there. I mean, oh man. And they were really I'd say for the 90s in that era,
Yeah.
they were one of the driving forces just in crossing over to people that sang inspirational music, but didn't have to say Lord God, Jesus, or Christ.
Yeah,
Addictive Love was about a whole lot of different things.
Yes,
It was massive. That's why it surprises me. Yep. They definitely did. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Tanya B and K-Dub. Thanks for for clearing that up for a brother. But couple of things, and I got to throw in my movie and TV stuff for the week, and definitely this was the Atlanta debut week. Atlanta, on FX and Hulu, and I am here to tell you, it's been 4 years since the last episode on FX with Donald Glover.
It's been too long. Can you give people just like a little wrap up of how the show ended? Because it's been so long. I don't remember.
I can't even, I won't even go into it. I tell people this. I tell them to go and watch the last episode before you should go back and watch, when they were getting ready and prepared to go on the European tour. Okay. That's what this is, from them leaving Atlanta to go to Europe. It picks up there. So go back and watch. I would go back personally, if I were y'all, and watch season 2. Just take the time and watch season 2. But definitely, if you don't want to take the time and watch season 2, go back and watch the last episode of season 2. But I have to give my hats off to Stephen Glover, who is Donald's brother, who writes for the show. And what's his his name is Hiro Marai. Hiro Marai. He is the director. He's the director of Atlanta. He directs most of the episodes, if not all the episodes. Asian brother. They put it down. Now, Hiro Marai also directs music videos. He's done Kendrick Lamar. He's done weird ass FX Twigs, FK Twigs, a lot of
Didn't
that
he do
stuff.
something with Pharrell too?
Yeah. He's done Pharrell. He is a really, in film, like an avant-garde. He's on the edge, very different kind of director. This time they did 2 episodes in one. So when you watch the first episode or the beginning of this season, there are 2 episodes. One is called 3 Slaps. It's bizarre as hell. It starts off with 2 men in a boat above a flooded city. Wink, wink, Lake Lanier. The boy, L'Aquarius, this boy and his foster parents, white foster parents, are in 3 slaps. I'm not going to tell you what it's about specifically because, there are too many spoilers in here to give away. So, but it is just odd. And I'll tell you when I wrap this up, I'll kind of tell you why I like what they do so much. But the second part of it actually picks up with them. You don't see Donald Glover until the second part. You don't see Paperboy. You don't see Stansfield until the second part. You don't see Van until the second part. So that's the part where it's just, I'll just say it like this: Tupac in Amsterdam. Just keep that in mind. It's just.
But wait, can't you openly drink, smoke weed, and get hookers in Amsterdam?
It's just, well, the theory is, a lot of people, and this is real. A lot of people believe that Tupac faked his death and moved to Amsterdam. There are people who believe that he's living in Amsterdam, like Tupac faked his death. So it's just, I got to give it. I mean, let me go on and just give it up, too, because it's just so odd. It is within itself. There's nothing else like it on TV, and that's why people who love Atlanta and like Atlanta and watch it from week to week, you never know where they're gonna go. You never know what it's going to be about. It's not you can't predict it. You can't predict it episode to episode. But this is. I'm glad it's back. Honestly, I mean, I enjoyed it. It is definitely one of the best things on TV right now. So definitely, I'd love feedback. Hit us up on social media, email. I'd love your feedback. I know a lot of people say that's some strange shit because it starts off nothing like what you would expect from the last season.
They're not on Sylvan Road.
Except for the second part. Oh. Go ahead.
They're not on Sylvan Road anymore.
They're what?
They're not on Sylvan Road anymore.
Well, you know, they're on the European tour.
Yeah.
So they went to Europe.
You know, one thing I'm excited that it's back, and it's good because I do want to watch it, and it had just been so long. But I'm excited for Donald Glover's next chapter, because whatever he's doing next, you know, who he's hired Malia Obama to his writing team. So I'm excited to see what else is what he's got up his sleeve after Atlanta ends.
Well, Atlanta is just like no other. And the other thing is, you carry that Atlanta vibe into other stuff. So, you know, even if they're, since, you know, being in Europe, you know, it's hard to explain, but definitely check it out. I'd love to know what y'all think about it. I think it's great. I think they're doing a great job. The other thing is, again, I got to tell y'all, I know a lot of y'all don't have Apple TV Plus, but Ptolemy Gray is getting better every single week. I got to give it up to Samuel Jackson, Debbie, Debbie, what's her name? Not Felicia Rashad's sister.
Debbie Allen.
Got to give it up to Debbie Allen, who directs Ptolemy Gray. Definitely give it up to Samuel Jackson, Dominic Fishback. It is really, you know, getting into the meat of it right now. But all the episodes are posted on Apple Plus up until this week. They don't release all of it for you to binge. It's released a week at a time. So Walter Mosley is a detective and a mystery writer. So it's kind of hard to wait from week to week, you know, for the cliffhangers. But I got to give, I think this might, honestly, I think it might turn out to be Samuel Jackson's best project ever. I mean, I really think when it's all said and done, he's going to rack up an award season. Plus, you know, without a doubt, when you got that Apple money behind you, you got that Tim Cook money flowing, you know, that's going to help you during award season. So, you know, I got a lot of respect for what they're doing with the show. And I'm glad to see Walter Mosley in place. I'm glad to see Debbie Allen, you know, glad to see, you know, a lot of those folks involved with this project doing successfully. Great TV. It's a great series. Okay. I will say good luck to Will Packer tonight. I know as we tape, it's Oscar night, Oscar day, leading up to the red carpet. I'm nervous to really watch it because honestly, he's either going to do really well or he's going to fall flat on his ass. There ain't going to be any in between because you know how Will's movies are. So I was shocked. I'm happy for him, proud of the brother. I hope he does well, but this is going to be real different. You know, you dealing with the Hollywood crowd. Why are you looking like that, Tanya B? Come on. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. But I got to just say good luck because it's going to be either feast or famine when it comes down to the critics tomorrow morning. There will be no in between. For, you know, knowing his movies, I was just surprised that they gave him the gig. I'm glad they did give. I'm glad that they're opening it up to give it to others.
Hey, maybe he's the first one that took it because that is a thankless job. Ask Reginald Hudlin. You'll see him running back down there.
I mean, it is like feast or famine. It will either make your career or
break.
It will break. So I don't think it's going to break it because he's always going to have his loyal people.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, a lot of us aren't going to watch, but just in terms of if he's trying to cross over and trying to do the, you know.
Well, you know, if I do turn the TV on, I'm going to turn it on with the volume turned down, or I'll turn my iPad on and mute the volume until I see Will Smith or Questlove.
And
Or
you know
Beyonce.
what? Honestly, I'm gonna make this statement right now. If Will doesn't win tonight, I'm not gonna deal with the Oscars anymore. Because honestly, he has, without a doubt, with all the SAG awards, BAFTA,
Everything else.
everything else has basically indicated that he put on a hell of a performance by awarding him with their award. Okay, these are major awards. I think Golden Globe too, right? Did he get the Golden Globe?
Yeah, they had the BAFTA, the
Yeah, he got the
Independent,
Golden Globe. Golden Globe too. Yeah.
yeah, almost everything that Will Smith won. I think during those ceremonies, the Questlove won awards as well.
So I think if they don't give Will Smith the award this year, it's personal. There's something going on. You know, I think it's personal.
There's
I think
always
this-
something going on now.
But I think there's something more because he has won again, Golden Globe, BAFTA, all the major award shows have acknowledged his performance.
Yes.
I think he is. I mean, compared to you know, again, Power of the Dog. I thought it was mediocre. I thought it was slow. I thought it was boring. I mean, I've seen some of the great Academy Award winning Westerns. I mean, I get it.
Oh, it's a Western?
Yeah, it's a Western.
Who knew?
Well, you know,
Not
what's
me.
his name? Sam, you know, the guy with the big mustache,
Sam
iconic.
Elliott?
Yeah, Sam Elliott said it was trash. He said
Oh, he should know. He's been in enough Westerns and enough movies.
he
dogged it out pretty
trashed
bad.
Power of the Dog.
Yeah, he dogged
He
it out.
said it sucked.
Wow.
He said, "Ain't nobody walk around dressed like that in the Wild West. They should have done their homework before they did this." He drugged that movie through he drugged it.
Wow.
Good.
That's Sam Elliott, you know, and
That
they
tells
tried
you
to
something.
they tried to just laugh it off and keep it moving, but you know, it's like an art house Western. You know, it's like
And that's it. And next. No
You know,
one.
he was in one of my favorites. What's that? Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and, I
Yeah.
mean, Sam Elliott is he's certified bona fide, and he has I believe he's well within his rights to speak on what is trash and and what's treasure. And clearly, that movie is trash.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of trash, y'all, St. Peter's is getting the trash beat out of them.
Oh,
63 to 40.
But you know, but
That was over.
I'm so glad
That's over.
that little school from
Yeah,
Jersey
either way.
for the first time. That's a major feat.
Yeah,
now
I
if they
agree.
come
I
back
agree.
next
Let me
year.
give it up. Let me give it up for them.
Yeah, please.
My Jersey folks, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged.
That's
St.
good.
Peter's.
Hey, I bet you their enrollments and applications are going to go up
Oh,
after
absolutely.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. So when you look at right now, we're looking at, just to let you guys know, so we end this podcast. Y'all ain't gotta wait. It's gonna be Villanova, Duke, Kansas, and North Carolina going to the Final Four, and that happens by I think next weekend into the Monday, the 4th. I think is
So
the day.
It's-
Go ahead,
it's-
K-Dub. You got something?
It's Duke and Carolina again, right? In
Yeah,
one,
well,
right?
it's going to be Villanova and Duke, Kansas and North Carolina. So you're saying it's going to be Duke and Carolina, Duke
No,
and
I
North
thought-
Carolina.
Okay. I've got the brackets mixed.
No,
up.
I think Duke's going to play Villanova.
Okay.
Don't count. Don't
check
swear
it
by
for you.
this. But I know who's going to be in the Final Four. It's going to be Villanova, Duke, Kansas, and North Carolina, more than likely. Okay.
I vote
So
for
it's-
Duke only because I was born there. I lived
Yeah.
in Philadelphia. I know how they are about Villanova.
If it Duke and
But-
North Carolina make the championship and Duke win, I'm gonna be a conspiracy theorist.
The North Carolina
already-
conspiracy.
The fix is already in, bro. He going.
If Duke win the whole thing, this fix.
Yeah.
But let me tell you though, North Carolina is no joke. They got bodies, dude. They got bodies.
Yeah, right.
That's all I got to say. That's why
Carolina
St.
win?
Peter's having such. Yeah, you're not gonna go with the conspiracy. You'll say it's
North
legit.
Carolina win.
What was that score
Yeah.
again, Tom?
If North Carolina win,
Yeah. Well, last time I checked, it was
Duke win?
20. They were up by 23. North Carolina. Yeah,
And how
Look,
much time is left?
2 minutes.
North Carolina will win.
A little bit over.
North Carolina.
Oh,
St. Peter's. Oh yeah. We gonna
Oh
take
yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, y'all. Check out. Go to castropolis.net. Click our link. Everything G podcast is there. Again, castropolis.net/this is the G podcast. Go check it out, y'all. Go definitely go ahead and subscribe going into April. We got some good stuff coming up. Before we wrap up, and I'll start with you, Tanya B. Well, no. Let me start with K-Dub. K-Dub, you got anything on your
Yeah.
mind?
You Atlanta Falcons fan, just be patient. Y'all gonna get y'all quarterback.
Thank
And one
you.
of these days, y'all gonna get. Maddie's gone. Hats off to him. Y'all be all right.
Dude, I'm glad you said that. Let me say, K-Dub? Now I need you with me on this, K-Dub. Don't back off. Okay. But let me say, I gotta say this, y'all, to all y'all folks, because a lot of folks are out there like, oh, we're gonna be trash. It's over, blah, blah, blah. But here's the deal. You gotta start over somewhere. It's either do it now or, it's like pay me now, pay me later. You know what I'm saying?
At some
So
point, do it.
at some point, you got to just rip, like somebody said, rip the Band-Aid off and
Rip
just
it
heal.
off. And he's not getting no
And
younger.
no, he's not. And then you look at the fact you're gonna get hit with that 40 million cap next year, which candidly you got to get through that. So in my opinion, I think bringing Mariota in from Hawaii, he's been he was with Raiders, the Raiders out in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
as a stopgap in between. I don't expect him to do a whole lot. All I expect him to do is keep it moving. Keep it
Just
moving.
He
Go
can't
ahead.
do a whole
No,
lot.
I
He
said
don't have
just like
nothing, he don't have
Pittsburgh
anything to
and
work
Mitch
with.
Trubisky.
Who
Yeah.
catches, who,
Well,
who
but
catches,
here's
who
the
catches
deal.
the passes?
Yeah. But my point is this. I get that, and you're right. But who's going to be catching Matty Ice's passes?
Oh, they're
Either
fine.
way. So
They got a great running game over there. And they got a good line.
Yeah.
They got a good defense.
No. What I'm saying is the Colts much better for him. But if he had stayed with the Falcons, you're gonna be asking the same question.
Oh no, I'm
Who's
not
gonna be catching his
saying
passes? Yeah. Now go ahead.
Man, Ice is gone. We should have got with him last year.
when we had all them quarterbacks in the
Yeah,
draft
yeah.
last year. Now we ain't got no good
Absolutely.
quarterbacks in the draft.
Say that again,
this year.
Vibe. Hey, Vibe.
That makes sense. That makes
Hey,
sense.
Vibe. Y'all clear out for a minute. Vibe, will you say that one more time?
Should have got rid of Matty Ice last year, or we could have kept Matty Ice and draft that boy they got in Chicago, that Atlanta guy. We could have sat a year behind Matty Ice, and then he could have been playing this year.
We should have gone and gotten Justin Fields. We should have
Last
gotten
year.
Justin Fields last year. Okay.
Last
But you know what? You know what? It's water under the bridge. It's done. So I just want Atlanta, I think, and I'm going to leave it at this. This is my last statement. I appreciate you, K-Dub, for bringing this up too, because I did want to address it. I think there's a point where you got bad memories. That Patriots loss, I think people are still dealing with that in the ATL. I think, when they look at him and they see him on the field and he's not successful, people go back to that, and then the season after when you had all those blown leads in the game, where they were like, 4 in a row, 3 games in a row, blowing leads. I think people have fatigue of this guy. So not a bad dude. He really honestly is a great humanitarian. He did some good stuff for the city. He gave $500,000 to the Black community. In
Wait,
Atlanta.
that's all in what, 14 years? Do the math divided. Nah.
He must like playing in the dog team.
Damn, I shouldn't have used that point. But anyway, bottom line is I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad we can move on. I'm cool with where it is now. Y'all just get over it. All right, Vi, you got anything, man? You got anything? Any last minute?
Well,
As your phone blows up over there?
be
Go ahead.
patient. Be patient with the Falcons.
Yeah.
But this year, do not expect anything. It's going to be horrible.
I don't think it's gonna be horrible. I think you're gonna be surprised. I think you're gonna have another. I think it's gonna be another 7-10 season.
That's
7-10.
horrible. That's horrible.
Okay. But that's my point. 7-10, and you got the draft coming up. If you get some first round, you got another draft coming up. So I'm not saying tank. I'm not gonna use the word tank. I'm not gonna use it. Not gonna use tank.
Well, Ross, it's natural. We have
Okay. All right.
That's messed up. That's messed up. That's messed.
And Tanya B.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you and
But
I
you know what? I'm good with that.
Cooking, Tanya B.
I'm good with that.
Tanya B. I haven't done this in a minute. So as we close the show, I do want to ask you, what you got cooking?
I sent you
What did you have cooking?
I had some slow parboiled barbecue turkey wings, which probably took me about 8 hours. So they are really falling off the bone, y'all. And then I didn't feel like making potato salad. So I just made a little simple macaroni pasta salad. I might do some greens or something along that line. Just got a little simple Sunday dinner.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Congrats. Good stuff. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
As always. And did you have anything else?
I know. I just want to, I know I clown and I talk a lot of crap sometimes. But I just want to say this, and I think I shared with y'all. Mental health, and I know I wish Vince was here to speak on this. Is really affecting people more than they will admit. And there's this rapper, a female rapper. Her name was Chica, and she's been out there, on the scene for quite a while. She was on the BET Awards. Actually, the last couple of years, I want to say maybe 2020, she had a Grammy nomination. But seriously, though, y'all pray for this young lady. She's having some really serious mental health issues where she's actually posted a note online about committing suicide and taking her life. So
Wow.
anybody, if you don't feel good, it's okay not to be okay. But in the name of James Brown, please, please, please go talk to somebody. I know there's a national mental health crisis hotline, and it's just sad to see this young lady in such, a dark place where she feels like, she's telling people, I'm going to commit suicide. So I hope somebody gets to her and she gets some help.
Me
I
too.
do too.
I had that happen. Somebody told
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
We didn't believe it.
Wow.
So that's a cry for help. I believe that's really a really deep, loud cry for help for this
She
young
said
lady.
this on social media?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
She posted that she was going to die and it was going to be by suicide and she was going to take her own life.
Yeah. Hey, well, Vi, you ready, Vi? We need
a benediction.
We need a benediction,
We
Vi.
need
You
a
ready?
big-
Are you ready? You ready for the
I'm ready, my
benediction,
brother.
Vi? You ready for the benediction, man? All right, I'm gonna throw. All right, man. Go ahead. Give us some benediction. Go ahead.
In the world we live
Going into
in,
you, bro.
we're going to have all kinds of problems, frustrations, and difficulties. That's just life. So knowing this, what do? We must remain steadfast and preserve. In other words, the answer is never give up. No matter what's going on in our lives, the victory is refusing to quit. Keep in mind that in the heat of our struggle, the Holy Spirit is probably doing his greatest work within us. He is not moved by circumstance. If you and I really trust him, we shouldn't be either. He's not in our life for good times only, but for the difficult times as well. He will lead us through anything if we just hang in there and follow him. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we not faint. In other words, people, stay strong. Never get weary. You will be all right. Once you got God on your side, no matter what situation you're in, you can get through it. I say he never gives you no more than you can handle. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen, commentator. Country commentator, do your thing. Appreciate you, Vi. Appreciate you, man.
Hallelujah, people.
Appreciate you, man. And again, all the best, man, to that young lady, that rapper Chica, man. I definitely hope her family reaches out. I hope she gets some help, so that she can understand. I mean, probably going through some stuff career-wise. It ain't all about that music, man.
Well,
It ain't all about
it's
that.
not
Real.
everybody thinks they want it, but a lot you have to
No.
have thick skin, and it's not for everybody. You look at all these
Oh,
other
dude.
was it Ari Lennox and that
Yeah.
other girl, that Doja Cat. No, I want to be off the label. I don't want to be in the business. It's not meant for everybody. So don't
No, it's
believe the
not.
hype, and the reality that they portray is not real. I say it all the time. It's not real.
Yeah, it's not what you think it is. Definitely not what you think it is. It's not. All right, y'all. Again, don't forget, go to castropolis.net. Our link is there. You can just click it. The podcast, the stream, social media, email. That's where you can find us. Again, thank you so much, Tanya B. Thank you so much, K-Dub, up in Dayton, Ohio, doing your thing with that funk hat. I need that funk hat, man. I need that funk hat. And also, Vi repping Columbus, GA, and Forsyth, Georgia. Appreciate you as always, man.
Yeah.
And with that, y'all, episode 123 is in the can, y'all, and we are out of here, y'all. Have a great week. Peace.
To upload it.
Peace.
Yes.
Yes.